Hey, welcome to some Domain Dave from cheapwinefinder.com in 2022. And we have a wine that's not so much, this podcast, not so much about this wine in particular, though we will talk about it. And the tasting notes are in the review on cheapwinefinder.com. These podcasts are usually companion pieces. And it was something that came to my eyes in December, and I'll talk about that, but here's the wine I have here. I almost forgot to talk about the wine. Trader Joe's Platinum Reserve, Santa Lucia Highlands Pinot Noir 2020. The Santa Lucia Highlands are on the eastern side of the Santa Lucia Mountains, just south of the Monterey Bay. Great place to grow grapes. The mountains protected from all the weather in the from the Pacific Ocean, and the Monterey Bay brings cool weather at night down through there. It's warm at day, cool at night. Everything Pinot Noir likes, they've got it. So this is a great place to get a Pinot Noir. The one problem I had with this wine is that it's 14.5 alcohol, which is a bit too much in my opinion for Pinot Noir. I mean, if it's Zinfandel or a Cabernet or a Syrah or something, I don't mind at all. I've had some pretty heavy alcohol contents in those wines that didn't bother me at all. But here I thought it was a little too much, because Pinot Noir, you want it to be delicate. You don't want oomph. You want it to be kind of delicate and precise. And the little bit too much alcohol kind of deletes that, but it's a $14.99 Trader Joe's Pinot Noir. You can't complain too much, and that's kind of a elitist, complaint. But there you go. I'm gonna take a sip. And what I was thinking is, what is this wine? Why is this $14.99 when other wines aren't from Trader Joe's? There's currently a Carneros Pinot Noir that's $12.99. Why is this $2 more? What's going on there? And last month we had a $9.99 Sonoma Cabernet, which happened to be a restaurant wine, a wine that sold primarily to restaurants that it couldn't be sold because restaurants weren't doing much in 2021, actually, in 2020 either. And there was new wines, new vintages coming, and they had to get rid of it, and Trader Joe's got it, and it's $10. And it's probably, I don't know, I'm making the price up, but it's probably a $25 wine. If it's $25 at a store, it's probably $50, $45, $50 in a restaurant, and it was $9.99 at Trader Joe's. Then we had the Stag's Leap Cab. It was a $19.99 Trader Joe's wine. Like, what's that all about? Turns out that Trader Joe's bought the entire vineyard in Stag's Leap, not the vineyard itself, the grapes, because it had possible smoke damage. And if you make a wine in drink it now style, don't extract it as much, make it to be drunk right away, and it doesn't have obvious smoke damage, well, you can probably drink all of it before you get any problems, if there is problems. And they didn't actually know there was problems. They bought it before that. But if you're trying to do an age-worthy wine and 12 years from now the smoke damage pops up, well, you just ruined your reputation, so you can't do that. So there's wines now, through all the fires and through all the restaurants shutting down and cruise ships and wedding venues and resorts and all these different places that businesses that used to buy lots and lots of basically high-end wines weren't selling them. And if they weren't selling the wines, then they weren't buying new wines, and all these wineries have this stuff backlogged. So is this one of those wines? Is this a restaurant wine that didn't get sold? Trader Joe's not telling this time. They told on the Sonoma Cab, and they told on the Stag's Leap, but this one they're keeping their mouth shut. But that's negotiant wines. That's what you do. You can't sell wines cheaper than the original producer in a negotiant situation if you're telling everybody what it is, because no one's going to buy the original wine, and that kind of blows the whole deal. Take a sip. So start looking for wines that are out of the ordinary, wines from fancy places that are cheaper than they used to be. In 2008, when there was that whole worldwide economic meltdown, I remember Trader Joe's had a $65 Napa red wine, red blend that they were selling for $9.99 that was part of a bankruptcy deal. And there were people selling wines off just because they needed to generate cash. I know there's one deal, I won't say who did it because I think it's kind of a low deal they did, but there was a vineyard in Napa that they bought a certain amount of Merlot from this vineyard because they needed cash and cash in a hurry, and they really only want to do one deal because once they got the cash and paid off whatever they needed to pay off, they were fine. And these people said, no, you need a 3-year deal or we're not doing it. And so there was a $5 Napa Valley Merlot being sold at Trader Joe's for a while, which as soon as the 3 years is up, they threw them out and never had them back again. And that's kind of taking advantage, of the situation. But for us, for wine drinkers, they need to get rid of the wine. We're not taking advantage of it. We're helping them. We're helping them get rid of the wine. So this is a Pinot Noir that I think has too much alcohol in it. If you're a Meiomi Pinot Noir kind of guy, kind of lady, or kind of dog, I don't know who you are out there, you might not like it so much. But, if you have it with, that's why I think it might be a restaurant wine, because you have it with food, that extra alcohol is not going to be a major issue. So it might have been from a restaurant. It's a little bit ripe. So what's going on there? I mean, it didn't, they picked it on purpose that way. So this is a wine that, for me isn't my thing, but it could be somebody else's. It drinks fine. I just took another sip, so it tells you it drinks fine. So this is a wine that's perfectly fine, has too much body for my taste, and I'm kind of reviewing it like it's a higher end Pinot than it's $14.99. Though I expect a good Pinot from $14.99, and it is a good Pinot, but it just has a little bit too alcohol for me. So, is it a restaurant wine? I don't know. I mean, who knows what it is? It's a 2020 vintage. 2020 vintages for Lucia Highlands are usually from maybe $18 to $35, and then it goes up from there with more aging in wine. So, is this a wine that they stopped the aging early, or did they give it a different aging profile that was actually more expensive, or just one was 18 to 35 wines? I don't know. Is there a different reason? Maybe. But there you go. Is it worth drinking? Yeah. Is $14.99 a good price for it? Yeah, it's perfectly fine. It's a nice Pinot Noir. And like I said, if you don't mind the alcohol, it's great. So there you go. Keep your eye out for bargains. And that's it for me, Domain Dave from CheapWineFighter.com. Like us where you like your podcast, if you will. And stay safe, stay warm, and stay healthy. And I'll be talking to everybody in a day or two, like we always do. So adios. Bye-bye.